Hello everybody and welcome to Parks Bros. It's Drew here, and we're back at Magic Mountain for another West Coast Racers construction update. And look at that, the underground is at least partially open, as well as Apocalypse is reopened. So as you can see, the gate underneath Tatsu's Lift Hill has opened up, as well as the pathway has been painted over and is looking quite pink. But you can see here that at least portions of the underground, the brand new themed area at Six Flags Magic Mountain has opened. And you have beautiful views of slingshot testing here, as well as West Coast Racers. But first, I want to talk about the land a little more and what's in it. And you can see some new paint jobs for some of the buildings in the land. We'll talk a little bit about that later on. But everything is looking fantastic for the first and third launches up close, as well as the brand new Trax snack stop underneath the Top Gun stall, which is kind of crazy to be able to stand underneath that. But Trax is right next to the slingshot and across the way from Apocalypse's entrance, and a little bit away from the Fright Fest Maze Aftermath 2 Chaos Rising. But Trax is mainly a refill station as well as a snack stop, and it has ice cream, pretzels, as well as popcorn. You can see some of those prices on the menu there, as well as even ices. And I ended up getting myself a soft serve vanilla cone, and I actually had quite a good experience there. The employees were super nice, and I ended up getting my soft serve within a good 10 seconds. I didn't even get to put my cart away before I was handed a full ice cream cone. So that was amazing service, in all honesty, from the brand new Trax, which was awesome, as well as the paint job is looking fantastic. I love those colors together. But across the way, you can see where you used to be able to buy tickets for the slingshot. I'm not entirely sure where you do that now, but you also can see that the Jeep is gone for Apocalypse, and the fact that Apocalypse the ride, the GCI wooden coaster, has reopened, and we did get to ride it. So let's walk through the queue a little bit right now. Underneath parts of West Coast Racers, by the way, which looks amazing from underneath right there. I love the views you can get from the line, and right next to the line as you're going through the entrance of the inversions right here, as well as the second and fourth launches. It looks incredible. But as you can see, there is this kind of tilted wall on the right-hand side that will protect you from harm's way, just potentially being too close to the coaster itself. But as you can see, they took out a ton of switchbacks in the Apocalypse queue that really haven't been used since it opened as Terminator Salvation. So I don't think that was a bad option at all, but you can get an amazing view of West Coast Racers dueling inversions right there, and it's absolutely gorgeous in person, and I really mean that. It looks incredible in person from all sides of Apocalypse's queue. But speaking of the queue, we are now walking into the themed, or at least the very heavily themed indoor section of the queue, and you can see that they have actually rethemed the Apocalypse motif with a bacterial outbreak that is getting to a lot of the human race. So you're walking through this tunnel to get to an evacuation train after you've been cleared for it by not having that bacterial infection. And all the screens have this brand new pre-show, as well as tons of different sayings and even different languages repeating that you have been cleared for export onto the train. And it's a really cool feeling. It's almost a darker vibe, in all honesty, instead of a more thrilling one now. And I kind of appreciate that. But here you can see some of the video that shows on one of the screens right before the stairway up into the station for the ride, and I think it's awesome that they added this much detail into a lot of those pre-show elements. And this is only one screen out of a good 10 or so, maybe a little less than that, but all of it is looking amazing inside the indoor section of the queue. Now the station is pretty much exactly the same as it was before. So the biggest changes are definitely the fact that the Jeep is gone out front, as well as the indoor section of the queue has a different pre-show, as well as different lights, which look really nice. I'm kind of glad they went with some different colors for the stairway section. But as you can see in these shots right here, Apocalypse definitely had some retracking work done, and it feels like it. That is for sure. This is definitely the smoothest wooden coaster experience I've had probably ever as of my one back row ride yesterday, and it was amazing to get back on it, especially with how incredibly smooth it was. It was almost jarring by how smooth it was. I wasn't expecting anything like that or a wooden coaster to feel that smooth ever, but I really appreciated it. It was definitely awesome to experience it running its best. And it definitely was as of yesterday. And just to let you guys know, it will only be open for Fright Fest until October 1st. So don't expect to get on Apocalypse during the weekdays until around October 1st. So just weekends now until October for Apocalypse, the ride being open. But as you can see, as you enter and exit for Apocalypse, the ride, you get this amazing view from beneath West Coast Racers. But let's move on to that. Look at that Top Gun stall. Look at how incredible that looks up close, as well as just all the interaction around this area that we really will be receiving. I know it's always been talked about how much that you will be able to interact with this coaster, but it is the truth. It is really right there. You could make out everyone's face on the ride, I'm sure, when it ends up opening, which is going to create some amazing moments between riders and then other guests in the area itself. And it's going to be some amazing eye candy. It already is without the ride even being complete. But here you can see that a lot of the asphalt has been done for the area itself, as well as the bathrooms are completely vertical and is on its way to very quickly being done with its entire structure. And I can't wait to see what paint scheme they go with on the bathroom itself, because the candy shop is that purple and white, and then of course a little down the ways you have a beautiful blue and white building for what I believe is going to be a chicken stop, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But as you can see, everything is looking incredible from underneath, especially the Top Gun stall. That is definitely one of my favorite places just to sit and look up inside the park now. And I cannot wait to see what it looks like with trains going through. And this area is probably going to be my favorite in the park by the time West Coast Racers opens. And I totally mean that. But here is another look from up where Samurai Summit is, and it's all looking really great, as well as near the West Coast Racers Preview Center, which was closed as of yesterday. But here's a great look at the candy shop especially, and also some of the preparation work for the asphalt on that side. But I also wanted to mention at the very end of this clip, you can see a little bit of wood preparing for where the foundation will be going for the main station building. So hopefully we will see that foundation being poured in the near future, which will be awesome to see. We did not actually get a better view of the station as of yesterday because Jetstream had a good 30-minute wait, and so did Ninja. So we ended up not being able to get those views of the station. But West Coast Racers is really looking beautiful right now, and I can't wait to see everything get closer to completion with the project. But speaking of closer to completion, or should I say the opposite, Green Lantern First Flight is almost completely had most of its track taken out and laid next to the station, ready to be shipped off to Canada for Vipère, which will be at La Ronde near Montreal. And it's crazy to see how much progress they have had with the deconstruction of Green Lantern. It would not surprise me as if by next week, all we see is that main A-frame potentially being the last thing standing for the actual support structure, as well as the track structure for Green Lantern First Flight before it ends up getting shipped off and rebuilt in Canada. And I'm not going to lie to you, I really did not like my one experience on Green Lantern, but I'm so tempted to eventually fly over to Montreal and check out La Ronde for myself and hopefully get on it in its second life as Vipère. So we'll just have to wait a couple of years probably for that for me. But next year, Vipère will be opening at La Ronde, and I think it'll be an awesome fit for that park for sure. But as we wrap things up, I just want to ask you guys, what do you guys think will be your favorite new spot in the underground? Let me know down in the comments below. I think I'm either gonna say right next to the station where the final corkscrew is, and next to where the West Coast Racers Preview Center might be my favorite, or potentially that Top Gun stall just sitting underneath. Those two sections of track will be really cool for me, I think. But let me know what you think your favorite section of the area will be. But I just want to say a huge thank you for watching. It means a heck of a lot. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't, because we're going to have tons of updates for the Underground, as well as Green Lantern and West Coast Racers, as well as even other parks in Southern California in the very near future. But as always, until next time, we'll see you on the next ride.